2 traffic accidents claimed the lives of 3 local people.
A group dedicated to empowering women invites you to walk with them next weekend. And another Wacky Wednesday is just around the corner.
Temperatures on the rise once again across East Alabama. We'll have the complete forecast for all of East Alabama coming up.
Coming up in sports, one local high school football team hosted a youth football camp this past weekend. We have more on that camp in just a minute as EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Katie Edwards.
And I'm Mike Stedham.
A single vehicle crash near Piedmont took the life of a Hoax Bluff man Sunday afternoon. Officials identified the victim as 66-year-old Mark Howell, who was driving a pickup truck that ran off Alabama Highway 9 around 4:20 p.m. Howell was pronounced dead at the scene of the accident. State troopers are continuing to investigate the cause of that wreck.
An Anniston woman and a 10-year-old child were killed Thursday night in a 2-vehicle accident north of Wedowee. The Randolph County Sheriff's Office identifies the woman as 21-year-old Serenity Richmond, who was fatally injured when her 2016 Nissan Altima was struck by a pickup truck being driven by Tyson D. McCarthy of Pell City. That accident happened at approximately 7:07 p.m. That was on US 431, about 10 miles north of Wedowee. A 10-year-old child who was a passenger in Richmond's car was airlifted to an area hospital where the juvenile later died from injuries received in the accident. McCarthy was also seriously injured and airlifted to Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta. State troopers continue to investigate the cause of that accident.
When we come back, a stroll in the park next weekend will raise money for a local civic organization.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Women with a Purpose, a local civic group dedicated to empowering women, will have a Glow in the Park 5K walkathon on Golden Springs next weekend. Registration proceeds and donations will all go directly to the programs that are available from the WWAP. This fundraiser is an opportunity for the organization and its community partners to help raise funds in support of the growth and development of our youth and local businesses. Registration for the Glow in the Park is now open, and participants may choose to walk solo or as a team. Awards such as Most Enthusiastic, Best Painted Face, and Favorite Glow-in-the-Dark Ensemble will be presented at the end of that event, followed by a Glow in the Park finish line party. The walk begins at 8 p.m. on August the 10th at the Norwood Hodges Community Center in Golden Springs. Registration fees are $25 for adults, $15 for ages 12 and under, and children in strollers are admitted for free. And when we come back, more summer fun is planned for this week, including a special event for some local police officers.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wedowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Main Street Anniston will have another Wacky Wednesday event this week from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. in Zen Park. Activities will include the popular foam zone, bounce houses, the splash pads, Kona ice, first responder trucks, and presentations by the Anniston Museums. The program will also include a dunk tank featuring Anniston police officers. The event is free and open to the public.
And I'm guessing that by that time, the dunk tank might feel pretty good.
You know what? I feel like I got my weekend weather today. This was the weather that I was looking for Saturday and Sunday, but it arrived today instead.
So what's going to come up tomorrow?
Let's ask John Holder, who joins us now in the EAN Weather Center, to tell us all about it. John?
Mike and Katie, what's coming up? The temperatures are coming up. Temperatures on the rise across East Alabama for the next several days. We'll tell you how hot it's going to be next.
Spring into freshness at WM. Celebrate the season with our bountiful selection of farm fresh produce. From juicy berries to crisp greens, taste the flavors of spring at WM. Visit us today and let the freshness bloom in every bite.
Well, normally in late July in Alabama, our average high temperature is 91 degrees. And surprisingly, we reached 91 today for the first time in a couple of weeks. We've been way below the average, but today, plenty of sunshine, and that allowed us to top 90 degrees for the first time in quite some time. Look at that, our record low, or I should say our normal low, 71 degrees, and that was our low this morning. So we were exactly perfect as far as average highs and average lows, exactly where we should be for July the 29th here in East Alabama. Record high temperature 102, the record low 62. The sun rising tomorrow morning at 5:58 and the sun setting tonight at 7:45 as those days continue to shorten by about 2 minutes each day. Time for Monday. Weather on your street on Morgan Drive in Attala, right off Highway 278 in downtown Attala. Slight chance of a shower for most of the area tonight. About 73 for the nighttime low overnight. Coming up on your Tuesday, if you're on Pine Avenue in West Anniston, get ready for the return of the 90s. We had 90s today. We're going to be in the 90s again tomorrow. Widespread across the area. 92 tomorrow. Still good rain chances tomorrow. About a 50 or 60% chance of showers, but a lot of sunshine, and the heat is back on like it should be in late July here in East Alabama. For the rest of the work week, get ready for more 90s, more heat. Temperatures are going to continue to rise. Ingram Wells Road in Ohatchee, get ready for mid-90s before the week is done. We're going to see some 94 and 95 degree temperatures all across Calhoun, Etowah, Talladega, Cleveland counties. We're going to see that widespread before the week is done. Here is the 7-day forecast, and you'll see some of those 90s out there. Look at these temperatures, 90s across the board. Last week at this time, it was all 80s across the board, way below the average. Now we're in the 90s. This is more typical late July and early August weather. About a 40% chance of a shower tomorrow, a 1 in 3 chance on Wednesday. That should be the hottest day at 94 degrees. Just a 20% chance of a shower on Thursday, the high at 93 as we head into the weekend. What we would expect for the first weekend in August in Alabama. Temperatures in the low 90s, nighttime lows mainly in the low 70s, and about a 40 or 50% chance of a shower or a thunderstorm with the heating of the day every day across East Alabama. We'll show you our temperature map for the state of Alabama because we haven't seen this in some time. This is our projected high temperatures from all the way down in southeast Alabama up to northwest Alabama. You see some mid-90s already creeping up in the Tuscaloosa, Fayette, Hamilton, basically the I-22 corridor there in west and northwest Alabama. But nobody in the 80s tomorrow. 90s all across the region, and we have not seen that again in about 2 weeks across East Alabama. A few scattered thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon with the heating of the day. I'll be back here tomorrow morning for your Tuesday Weather at a Glance, bright and early at 6 a.m. Check us out then, and I'll be back here tomorrow night for EAN Local News as we'll continue to detail the forecast for the rest of the work week all across East Alabama. Hey, some Weaver youth sports in the spotlight now with Namath Pitts. That's next in sports. Namath?
Thanks, John. One local team hosted a youth football camp this past weekend, and the turnout was great. Ken Kofer is entering year number 2 at Weaver, and his Bearcats hosted a youth football camp this past weekend that was open to players from any school. Weaver coaches and players worked with the campers individually and as part of a group. The best part of the camp was that it was free to all campers. We talked with Weaver head football coach Ken Kofer, who talked about the turnout for the youth camp.
Hey, man, we got a great turnout this year. We had a great turnout last year at this camp. It's fun. It doesn't take too long because, man, we are running these kids ragged and stuff like that. But we got some from all around Calhoun County and neighboring counties right here. And, hey, it's just a camp. We don't charge money. We don't do anything like that. We just in here for this. And, you know, these coaches out here come out here, but it's also our players that are doing this as well. And our kids enjoy working with our youth. And this is what it's all about, man, on a Saturday morning in Weaver, Alabama.
Youth programs are essential to the growth of athletes as they develop into high school. Starting a kid out young in the same system as the high school allows them to be fully developed as they enter into junior high football and then varsity football. Coach Ken Kofer talked about the importance of building up your youth program so that it feeds into the high school.
Yeah, you know, I think everybody, even when I was a young coach, kind of thought it started in the middle school, you know, your programming in the high school, but it starts with youth football. Man, I played as long as I can remember. I think I was 5 or 6 years old when I started playing a little pee-wee football. And you have to get these kids used to a little bit of work, but make it fun at the same time. You know, they want to do some fun things. That's what I always wanted to do as well. But here in Weaver, man, we're just trying to change this culture a little bit, trying to change the environment a little bit where it's a positive thing and these kids want to play football and be a Bearcat. And it's been a very positive thing this morning.
The summer is coming to a close and football practice with pads start for some teams over the course of the next 2 weeks. Weaver will play at B.B. Comer in a jamboree before traveling to Oak Grove to start their season. Coach Ken Kofer talked about the end of the summer, and also he talked about how Weaver will start preparing for their fall jamboree before their first game of the season, which is on the road at Oak Grove.
Summer flew by for our older kids, these high school and middle school kids, and we coach all of them. We don't have 2 coaches or 3 coaches go down there and coach those. We coach every one of our kids here, 7 through 12 here, and you know, we're trying to get them ready for the first game. But summer's flown by, and it's been a very positive thing, especially after last year when I came in the second week of June, and we had a full year, an off season, and then getting back into this summer thing right here where our kids knew exactly what to expect. So our kids are going full-fledged, and we play B.B. Comer and Elmore County in a scrimmage on August 16th, and then 2 weeks later, man, we're going to Oak Grove, get to play on a little turf, so we're excited about that also. But our kids are prepared. We're getting better every week and getting a little stronger in the weight room as well. So we just want to make sure that we're conditioned as well too, and that's kind of why we had these kids, these older kids out here too, to run drills with these youth kids.
That's it for EAN Local Sports. Let's go back over to Mike and Katie.
Thanks for that update, Namath, and we thank you for watching today. You can find us every weeknight on Facebook and YouTube and on...
Just go to the platform of your choice and watch our news, sports, and weather coverage whenever it's convenient for you. We'll see you back here Tuesday for your news on your schedule.